People keep telling you to lower your expectations. Maybe you're too picky. You've tried giving people the benefit of the doubt, and every time you settled, you paid the price. You lost time, you lost energy, most painfully, you lost parts of yourself. So now you hesitate not because you're impossible to please, but because you finally understand what you deserve. And what you deserve is not too much. It's basic. They don't appreciate the parts of us that we've changed. The problem is that you've given up on you. Because the right people will see your value. They'll appreciate who you are and what you bring to the table. They'll respect your boundaries and support your goals. They'll challenge you to be better without expecting you to change who you are. You've sacrificed your values, your beliefs, and your happiness for the sake of keeping the peace, keeping people around, keeping the illusion of love alive. But the illusion is worn off, and you're left with nothing but regret and resentment. And we're left wondering why we're not enough, even when we do everything right. Well, that's because they never saw the value in us to begin with. Consistency, kindness, clarity, effort. A love that doesn't leave you anxious or confused. A friendship that doesn't depend on how useful you are. Because you're not looking for someone who completes you. You're looking for someone who complements you. You're looking for a partnership, not a rescue mission. You're looking for love, not a distraction. You're looking for a home, not a shelter. That's not too much to ask for. That's just the beginning. These aren't luxury traits, they're bare minimums. You're not asking for a mansion. You're asking for shelter that doesn't collapse during storms. Too idealistic. Your self-respect has just finally risen. You've done the work. You've healed too many wounds alone. You've outgrown chaos dressed as love. Now, you're choosing peace. Even if it means choosing solitude for a while. Let people call it being too guarded. Let them say you'll be single forever. What they don't understand is that you're not looking for fireworks. You're looking for a quiet life that doesn't burn you in the process. But deep down you know it's not about perfection. You were willing to overlook red flags. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't love someone if you don't love yourself. You can't have a healthy relationship with someone who isn't ready to be healthy. You can't fit a round peg in a square hole and expect it to stay. We keep trying to force these relationships into existence, hoping that this time will be different. Hoping that we can fix them or change them. But the only thing we're really doing is changing ourselves. We lose pieces of ourselves trying to become the best versions of ourselves for someone else. Dismiss the warning signs and make excuses for inconsistencies. Because being alone was worse than having someone who made you question your worth. It made you feel undesirable, unloved, not enough. So you held on to relationships that didn't serve you, stayed in situations that didn't feel right, all to avoid the pain of rejection or the fear of being on your own. It's about peace. You're not waiting for someone flawless. You're waiting for someone who doesn't leave you doubting your worth at night because you've tried understanding. So no, your standards are not too high, you see. Settling used to feel like the only option. But here's the truth. And what happens when we do that? The other person doesn't value our new pieces. The problem is not that you're too picky. You're not too much. You're just too good for the wrong people. That's okay. So don't lower your standards. Hold your ground. Don't settle for less than you deserve.